Hello and welcome to We Are the Deluge, a spoiler-free, chapter-by-chapter podcast about the climate change novel The Deluge by Stephen Markley. We are your co-hosts, Emily Crandall and John McMahon, running to the barricades to defend the VR comedy duo Henny and Dill Pickle. Today we're discussing the headline splash on page 233, which we are presenting in the form of a dramatic reading and discussion.
Shall I begin?
Yes.
Kobe is alive.
That's where I was going to start.
This is not QAnon. This is real. He was made a prime marshal and is controlling events with his sentient supercomputer.
Why am I wearing it? Because they're the climate Robin Hood. They're the only people actually doing something about this. Why are you wearing that stupid fucking tie?
Run. Do not walk. Sprint from all fossil fuel energy stocks. This stuff, guys, mark my words, is about to tank worse than the Harry Potter reboot.
They're actually doing Harry Potter reboot, he called it. Kate Morris involved in throuple, indecent sex with Lucas Frisk, as enviro-socialists dismantle themselves. Yeah, let's do one more. I got one more I want to do.
Envish Energy. Files for bankruptcy, citing losses from eco-terrorism attacks.
As they lick their wounds in a post-Hogan world, Lauren Victor Love may well be the Democratic savior, a gay military veteran and businessman who takes no guff, suffers no fools, and is easy on the eye. This was a terrifying read.
This page shook me.
This is the first recording we're doing after the presidential election. And to do that and then read this, is this the fictional world? Is it some non-space in between our world and the fictional world? It's really fucking bleak out there. It's hilarious. Like, this headline splash is hilarious, but it is extremely bleak.
So the one headline splash that did not amuse me was about Israel's semi-sentient border wall with Gaza.
Oh fuck yeah!
I just want to flag that because I think this is so. Do you mind if I say something about the kind of way people are talking about Gaza currently? I think people are talking like discovering Gaza, like not people that we know, but I'm seeing this kind of happen in real time to like moderate liberals who just never thought about Israel before in any like critical way. But like that this is something that Markley is projecting into 2029 from the year whenever he started writing this, right?
Yeah.
In like the early 2010s. And the proximity of that to the reality in our current moment, but even minus the like technological advancements, is just chilling. And I think, like, I don't know, if somebody picks this book up and is like, wow, he wrote that in this year, and maybe it makes them think, like, my understanding that this is a new phenomena or a new form of violence or a new tragedy, like, would be challenged just a little bit, is like, I don't know. I think I hope that happens.
There's something about the creativity and the precision of what Markley is doing here that I can't quite wrap my mind around. And it's in part for reasons that you just articulated. And maybe this is an effect of me not having written fiction myself before. Maybe when you're doing that, you just are full of like, I have 2 sentences of this plot line that's never actually going to become a plot line. So thus this becomes the perfect constellation, dare I say, to put it into.
Yeah.
But whether that's the case or not, just the intentionality and the prescience, the like recursive prescience of the headline splash is I can't grasp it. Like, I can't comprehend it.
It's chilling.
Yeah.
I hope we get to talk to him.
I really do. I think I'm gonna project my own future fiction and say we get to do it.
Great. I also the Kobe alive thing I think is so funny because I am to this day like delighted by the idea that like Tupac and Aaliyah are hanging out in Cuba. You know what I mean? Like, and but it made me wonder, what is it about like dead Black celebrities in particular that occupies the like speculative fiction brain of the masses? You know what I mean? Like, why are we so obsessed with whether or not Tupac and Biggie are really dead? You know? And I feel like I don't see the same level of of like play around the realness of the death or not in the case of white celebrities, or I just haven't noticed it. Not like figured so large in my cultural setting. I don't know,
Yeah.
something there.
I wonder if it's something about the white people appropriating Black culture and signifiers of Blackness industrial complex that's doing that, right? Where like that becomes a quote unquote playful way for white folks like ourselves to like do a little bit of race play.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's part of it.
Yeah. It really struck me. I was like, this is hilarious. And then I was like, wait, why is this funny?
Hmm.
Then I was like, ooh, yikes for me. Yeah.
Hmm. The variety in his writing voice is also quite impressive because like not only is he
Yeah.
juggling 6 characters all written in 6 different styles plus all the other metafictional elements, but there's also that you have everything from just like the worst most anodyne headline writing to all of these unattributed quotations to various people who we
Yeah.
nonetheless can
Sure.
exactly picture what kind of person that is in our current like media environment or whatever. I suspect we'll talk a lot about the media in our next interlude episode. So
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
something about that that's happening. But just there's 20 different writing voices,
Yeah.
and
It's
yet
wild.
they quasi cohere. Like the analogy that I was thinking about and playing with this headline splash was that the headline splashes are a way for him to do graphic novels without the graphics,
Oh.
right? Like there's something about the different style of writing and the ability to like juxtapose stuff against one another that is one of the things that a graphic novel can do. And here he's like taking the license to do that without any graphics or without one plot thread that has to continue
Uh,
through the constellation. But I don't know if that actually holds.
well, I think there's something to that in terms of the like layering of the text boxes, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
appears there it's sort of multi-dimensional.
Yes, some of them have like drop shadows
Yeah.
and
And it
all
looks
the
like
fonts are
they're,
different.
if you like squint a little bit or you take your glasses off or you get a little stoned, it looks like they're kind of lifting off the page, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Whoa.
Wild.
Okay, so we should talk about, do we know what CELC is yet?
I don't think that's actually been brought up yet. Or
Okay.
maybe it got a brief mention once, but I don't want to spoil, I
Okay.
guess.
But
It'd be the most minor spoiler.
but I think it's like alerting us to near to come relevance of this corporation, I assume.
Radical Union.
Radical Union. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Oh, okay. See, I thought it was. Oh, never mind. Okay, Wildcat Strikes. I was reading that as, um, like, as about military strikes. Yeah,
Ah,
like drone strikes. I had drones on the brain, and then I thought Solidarity was like a joke, but this makes more sense. Okay, it's a union.
yes.
Some drama is happening with Slapdish. We don't know what
Yeah.
exactly.
Hold them accountable.
Hmm.
A famously effective hashtag is hold X accountable, and that really gets the job done. Putting on my Kate Morris there, I guess.
No, right? What else have we learned here?
The growing right wing reactionary politics in the U.S. that's happening at every level, right? So we have the surge to the forefront of Renaissance media, right? White supremacist billionaire and his frightening new star, Jennifer Braden, have redefined the far right. Yikes, wonder what that one's about. So we've got that. We also have at the same time like the SCOTUS headline that they're stripping the right to vote for those, quote, convicted of aiding illegals, which implies a proceeding or multiple preceding Supreme Court decisions
Yeah.
that establishes the ability for them to strip people of the right to vote for, I mean, obviously, we are well aware of felony disenfranchisement in our current world
Yeah.
in many, 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 many states, but this is an escalation.
Well, right. And it's hard not to think about, right? I mean, Trump just got elected
Yeah.
and everything in the news is like borders are like the first day in office going to deport millions of people, which is just like, okay, I mean, the, again, the prescience of this is
Mhm.
unsettling.
Or the fact that the quote from some story about like alienated young men turning up poor, unhappy, anxious, depressed, alcoholic, drug addicted, and full of misery, and
Yeah.
thus backlashing against fame, feminism, money, and multiculturalism. Right? Like that story's been written 17,000 times in the past
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking people have been asking about like how students have been responding to the election, and I've been hearing stories about like that the young men in classes are like giddy and that the women are sad, which is like obviously a needs parsing.
Sure.
But I realized that I don't have as many men in my classes as I used to, just kind of in general, and I wonder if that's symptomatic of the same phenomena.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a discourse at my school, certainly, is like the changing gender composition of higher ed.
Mhm.
And this is like, we're in this very strange position where political science has more men in it than the college as a whole. But
Mhm.
like, that's arguably viewed by some administration as a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Because like we're counteracting this trend that they are concerned about more broadly. Whereas like my question is like, why, what is it about political science or the way we do political
Uh,
science that's like shifting the gender that way? What is
yeah.
that discipline, etc. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I guess maybe this is a surprise or maybe not, but very few cisgendered men in the women and gender studies major.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is a phenomenon that I observed, going back when I was teaching at Hunter.
Hmm.
When me, a cis white man, was the one teaching like women and gender and Western political thought at Hunter College in poli sci, but also like counter for GWS or whatever, had a lot more cis men in that class than any of my friends, such as
Yeah.
yourself or Sumru or
Yeah.
whomever did. Like when I teach feminist political thought here at the upper level, like yes, it counts for a bunch of stuff, but I'm assuming there are a lot of men in there. I'm assuming but not cis men in there who are not going to be in there, I think, if it's somebody different than me at the front.
Yeah. Oh, so interesting. Yeah, I feel like that particular headline splash is like that one and the slapdish ones felt the most like foreshadowy to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think because of the vagueness, like some of the other ones, we kind of know what it's referring to,
Yep.
whether in the world of the novel or like in our own world. And I think
Mm-hmm.
those are the two that are like, watch out for this plot developing.
Yeah. Should we tell the listeners in some cryptic foreshadowing, like what other headlines we think they might want to wonder about for the first time reader?
You should tell me because I don't remember.
The Lauren Victor Love headline that I read, they should pay close
Oh,
attention to. And the conspicuously placed right below that ad for Zuritas, which has been mentioned a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay attention to those.
Okay, great. I will pay attention to those. Thank you, John.
Yikes.
Do we have more to discuss, or do we think that suffices?
I think that suffices.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks for joining us for a headline splash. Up next, we have another interlude podcast interview with Kate Morris.
In our most ambitious structural conceit yet. That's my cryptic foreshadowing.
I love that. Do we give these episodes a name?
Yeah. But we do it in like headline style.
Oh, I forgot.
Me too. Do it in post.
Great. All right. Thank you for joining us on We Are the Deluge.
And we are the Deluge.